welcome. Come on in. Let's get some BGM going here. Nice. Nice and impossible to hear. It's either, I feel like it's either too loud or you can't hear it at all. I need to get a fancy audio mixer. Like how real streamers have. Gotta go to work? Lame-o. Just don't. Just stay home. Just don't go to work. Well, today, I can't stream for too long today just because the day's really running away from me. So, I figured we'd do something chill. I wanted to make a schedule. Like a format. And so then, theoretically, at some point in the not too distant future, I could let you know when I'm streaming throughout the week. And like what the plan is to stream. And so I figured, hey, let's do that with chat, because that would be fun. So that's the plan, Stan. The idea, I've got this cute little like notebook paper. I wanted to look like I'm sketching in a notebook, and that's how I'm figuring out my schedule. You know what I'm saying? So just cute chill vibes today is the plan. Okay, good. That's a good size. And yeah, just hanging out, being cool, being chill, chitting and chatting, but with something fun in the background. So let's start by actually planning out. Everyone needs to know it's a schedule. So you gotta write out schedule. And I'm going to make sure, one, I remember how to spell schedule. That can't be right. Oh no! How do you fucking spell schedule? I've got it in my, like, stream title and everything. Hang on, erase that before someone sees that I'm a fucking idiot. Oh yeah, hang on, I blacked out. I completely forgot a whole E in here. I'm usually slightly better at spelling than this. I'm not great at spelling, but I'm slightly better than that. Shul. This is my shul. Alright, now hang on. Now that I remember how to spell schedule, let me just put that over there. And now I can actually plan out. Damn it, I don't want that. I want to use brushes that like look like pencils and pens. Again, to fit our cute, like, theme. So yeah. Luckily, since it's actually digital, I can tweak and alter the size of things as I want. So yippee, wahoo. Oh, I've jumped over the whole sea. Is that where the sea goes? Yeah, it is, okay. Schedule, yeah. Let's organize a schedule for streaming. Chat. Slides on their business suit. How do you feel about 7 days a week? I like the idea of all you Jimmies wearing a business suit. Like this. This is what you guys look like to me. And then that's you passing a schedule to me that says 7 days. But then you're still just Jimmy's with your cool shoes. I'm making a schedule, like how I said I would. This won't really come into effect until after October ends. 3 day and we're leaving. Schedule does look wrong. I wonder where its origin point is. It doesn't, maybe it's French. It must be French, surely. All the fancy ass words with like E's and U's next to each other They all hail from France, I feel like. Schedule. I don't own a suit, but I have a pretty nice suit-like jacket. I also do not own a suit, but that's because I'm a goyle. And it's just slightly less necessary for me. Great, and we've plotted that out pretty nicely. Okay, cool. And we can get rid of our learning how to spell schedule. And I actually want to make the S prettier. And the C. Fucker? Fucker little bitch? That's me. I'm the fucker little bitch. Picking the wrong brush. Okay, cool. Great. Pretty. Looked it up and it's from Old French. There we go. See, I was right. The French love having U's in words. I assume the CH is probably originally a guttural sound, like the back of the throat. Schedule. Kind of. Yeah. One of those things. I'm drinking a soda today. I don't usually choose soda these days, but I wanted a soda. That's all there is to it. Cool, awesome. And honestly, there's a part of me that thinks I could cut off this unnecessary part of the paper. We might later, but for now, we'll just keep rolling with it. Now, I want to plot out, like, boxes. So, like, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, down the line. And to do that first, I want to count the lines so that they can be evenly spaced. I would have expected it to come from German, because we love our German language does love noises. Name and date twins, or 0 points, you know the rules. I remember, oh my gosh, hang on. Okay. You're a little kid. You're like in elementary school. And you learn to put your name, date, and date in this corner. And so it's like, Twiins, Inc. And then, what's the date today? 9/29, 25. And then sometimes like a third thing, like math or whatever the fuck. And then we got to high school, and a teacher was like, stop writing it in that corner. Cause like, you're never like, you're not a machine. You can't line it up perfectly unless you write backwards. And do it that way. So put it over here. Actually, I think it was middle school. And it's like, so put your name over here instead. Hang on, I'm spelling my name wrong. So, you know, Twiins, Inc., and then the date, and then math or whatever. Cause that's nice and efficient. You can line it up easily. And then one teacher in high school was like, put your stuff over here. And everyone was like, no, that's fucking stupid. You're stupid. No one likes you. And no one did like her. And so we just bullied her into not doing that. We had from the first line. So you put it like here. That's a waste of like 3 whole lines of a paper though. Wowie wow willikers. That's bananas. Bring my schedule back. So yeah, I want to do some math. Minor math, which is just counting the lines, and then we're gonna divide them. We used to use the faint line of red from the opposite side of the paper. It made a sort of box on the right side. Like this deal. Kind of a... Or, no, oh yeah, like on the other side. Yeah, that's, you know, smart people tactics right there. Eventually, it all didn't matter anyway, because, everything became digitally done anyway. Put it on this side. Falsehood. My class was very good at bullying teachers. We made multiple of them quit. And we didn't do it out of malice. We were just blunt and not afraid to tell a teacher when they were doing something poorly. Like, we had a lot of crappy teachers. The good teachers didn't get bullied. That's all I'm saying, you know? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm marking the 5 points in case I lose count. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 32? That's such an annoying number. Okay. And I don't think we can put all 7 days, on one side, unless we only wanted them to be... I guess we could actually do that. 4 wide. 1, 2, 3, 4. Kind of a deal. That's not too bad. But actually, we won't be doing all 7 days, because I would want a space between boxes. Okay, we'll roll with that. But now let me actually erase these, so I can, sketch out some nice clean boxes, because I don't know about you, but I can't draw a square cleanly to save my life. 1, 2, 3, 4. A little short for what I want. Maybe we'll roll with 5. This is all aesthetics. This is the goal of today is cute aesthetics. My high school math teacher was perhaps the most defeated I've ever seen a teacher look. Okay, so we got one. So let's just copy and paste that. So we can plonk it down. And another one. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Thursday. Friday. And then like info of the stream over here. Yeah. Yeah? I don't have Saturday or Sunday though. How often do I plan on streaming on Saturday and Sunday? Not too often. So I think we'll roll with this. Let's fuse all these square layers together. Nice. So now I can go in on my, like, pencil line art. So I can follow my nice, good, consistent squares, but still do it by hand so it looks aesthetic. We have spent 15 minutes coloring on the paper, just like in a real school. You're right. Saturday and Sunday aren't real. They're a myth. They're made up, just like pigeons. My teachers fought back. I remember there was a young bio teacher who a class thought they could bully. We later heard that bio teacher won a 4 versus 1 and took the rest of the week off. I remember watching him walk out of the school gates and just leaving. Shit was wild. Wow. We made a lot of teachers cry, and the thing is, we only did it to teachers who were rude. Welcome! Howdy! From Holder O' Darkness. What a cool name. Makes me think of Darkrai, but perhaps it's just because you've introduced yourself talking about magical girls and Pokemon! So, I love Pokemon. Howdy, that actually reminds me of something. Welcome to the chat. I've got something to show you guys. I've made something. I've made something and I want you all to see it. It's a new alert for if someone donates or does buys a subscription basically or donates a sub. I've got a new alert and it's a hilarious GIF that I made. And I'm wondering if there's a way I can show you. Hang on, let me hide my screen for a moment. And let me pull up something. Ooh, would that work? We'll try. I'm gonna pull up Discord because I showed it on my Discord. It makes me laugh so much. Okay, let me come back to you guys. But doing my own magical girl challenges, I noted that I consider Slowpoke as a magical girl when you don't. Fascinating. I don't consider it a magical girl. What makes you consider it a magical girl? I love that. I've gotten comments before being like, I wish you made a list of Pokemon you consider a magical girl. And it's not something I think I'll ever do because, one, I think that list varies depending on the game you're playing. If you're playing, like in Red and Blue version, you gotta be a little bit more... give a little bit more leeway versus, you know, later games. So the amount of Pokemon you have at your disposal definitely affects the list, but also, because I think it's fun, you know, it's, you know, I'm in charge, my rules, that's the joke in my videos, but I think it's fun that other people, like, it's a Rorschach test, isn't it? So yeah, I want to know why you think Slowpoke counts as Magical Girl. But now let me see if I can pull up my... window capture, but I want to see my disc. So that's the GIF I made. And that'll play if anyone gives me money, basically. So, and it also comes with fun audio. At least it should if I did everything correct. She don't buy. In case you don't know, this is actually, I traced this. Fully admitting it. Because this is from Higurashi when they cry. There's a GIF that you can find that it's Shion doing this, and that is all I know about Higurashi. It's so fucking funny, this GIF. Allison loves Higurashi, so it seems to be great, but all I know is this. And I saw this GIF, and I was like, I want to make this an alert. So I have! Yippee! So yeah, if you give me money, then you can get to see that. So yeah, good fun stuff. I'm using my time wisely. It's pink, has curly ears, it's based on a yokai that shown up in Sarazanamai, which I don't know what that is, and it's one of its evolution gives it a jeweled crown. You know, not terrible arguments, I will say. I think Slowpoke definitely lends itself to having pretty dang cute designs because of its cute curly little ears. So not bad reasoning. I love when I get comments on those videos that are like, I thought this was gonna be all fairies, like a full fairy type challenge, and I was like, because they're always like, I'm glad it wasn't, and I'm like, yay, because that would be so boring. I think monotype challenges are interesting in concept, but boring in actual execution, and that's coming from someone who has tried one before. I didn't get very far because I wanted to do a poison type challenge in Sinnoh, which, if you're familiar with Sinnoh, then you know that means that eventually you have to fight fucking Jupiter and her stupid Skuntank pretty early on in the game. So one, you can't find that many poison types anyway. So two, mine all had to be traded over, so they wouldn't listen to me because I couldn't level them too much. And her Skuntank knows Earthquake, which is super effective against poison types. So I did not finish that playthrough. And it's one of the reasons why I hate Jupiter and her Skuntank. Hello, you haven't missed too much. We're just working away on a schedule. Actually, I want the boxes to be down a little bit. I want them to start like a row down, since I don't want us bumping up against schedule too much up there. Yeah, haven't missed too much. Making a schedule. Oh, I showed off a GIF that I've made that you can see if someone donates money or a subscription. So yeah, maybe I'll show it off again at the end of the stream. Monotype challenges are just the default if all your faves are one type. You know, it do be true. take failed incredibly. What's this? Hang on, I need to scroll up. I need to find my mouse. Okay. Okay, Slowpoke is like a pug. you think it would be pretty light because it's short, and then it steps on your balls and you realize it's actually just really condensed like a cannonball. That, from the first word, I did not know how we were gonna get to the word cannonball. Oh, it's based on a Kuwaso, which I almost definitely pronounced wrong, which is a natural rival to Kappas. Fascinating. I'll have to Google them. Because I'll be honest, I always just accepted Slowpoke as being Slowpoke. I never thought to be like, what's it based off of? I'm just like, it's Slowpoke. In a world where I'm very, very much one to be like, what's this Pokemon based off of? I spend a lot of time on wikis and Bulbapedia and stuff because I crave information. Let me clean up my schedule a little bit. Nice. And we'll be going in with color too. Don't worry. This won't just be black and white. When you see gals, heads down, working super hard on their notes, this is what they're doing. Like a solid 65% of the time. They're drawing in their notebook. They just know how to do it in a way, like, this is the thing. Fellas get bored, and obviously this is... I'm painting with a broad brush. But growing up, fellas would get bored in class, and they would become rowdy. You know, they'd want to start throwing pencils and try to get them to stick into the ceiling. Obviously not paying attention. Disruptive. You're gonna get yelled at. Girls would get bored in class, and they would do something quiet. They would file their nails under their desk. They would draw in their notebooks. The fellas, they're just too outspoken growing up, and that's why they were always getting in trouble. None of us were having fun. Just some of us just hit it better. That's the trick. You get away with a lot of shit if you're a teacher's favorite. Twiins making a schedule like SpongeBob doing homework. As you are subscribed, if you are subscribed, you can also just wind back the streams like YouTube. Fascinating. I had seen that was getting implemented. I didn't know it was a subscription thing. I figured I'm not one to really want to wind back a stream while it's live, personally. Just because if you're watching a stream live, the fun part is getting to engage with the streamer, like, in real time. But maybe for, like, bigger streamers, or like, in situations where the streamer isn't looking at chat too much. For example, if, like, they're playing Among Us or something, and so they don't want to, you know, have chat spoil things or something like that, then that might work out. It's not a feature that hurts anybody, so, you know. Not too bad. Water drink. Water drink time. Those notes were also graded, so I turned it in with those drawings. I'm assuming my science teacher didn't care. Oh yeah. The teachers, in my experience, only cared about you drawing in your notebook when it was like little kids. In elementary school, I remember Critter got yelled at because Critter was writing her name in, like, fun, different little ways. Like, with, like, you know, just, like, little fonts, or, like, making pictures out of her name. And then I think I did it once, and suddenly, now it's not okay. And so we got in trouble. And it's just stupid. Just let the kids write their names in fun little ways. But yeah, then older, I'd have full on, like, it'd be like, notes. and your notes, you know, and here's the trick. You have everything written down that you need to have written down, and then in the corner, it doesn't matter that you've drawn this. You know? Teachers will just be like, well, they have everything written down. So on a technicality, like, okay, yeah, so they doodled something, and that's okay, because they also, you know, they've got the date on when the War of, you know, the Spanish Inquisition happened, and they've got all the information I need, so great. I hope they keep up their little doodles. I did a lot of faces. Just floating faces. I was also always tired, especially in college, so they always looked tired. School is a clown show. It do kind of be a clown show. It is glorified babysitting at the end of the day. And what are you gonna do about it? It's either go to school and waste a bunch of time, or drop out and get like your GED. Those are kind of the only options. Or just drop out. I know plenty of people who dropped out of high school and then went on to become like managers at their jobs. Because let that be important to remember. On the job training and being a diligent employee will always matter more than, like, a level of education. Asterisk. Some jobs require a level of education. You can't just be like, I want to become a doctor. Let's just start applying to hospitals and stuff. You need extra training for those. But for a lot of, like, you know, like physical labor, from working in retail to like driving a forklift, that's stuff you can learn on the job. And so, I don't know, choose your battles wisely, I guess. The teacher making this exact face looking at your work. I remember in science we were learning about planets, and whenever we got to a planet in the notes, I would draw a little humanized version of the planet next to the name. Hell yeah! Science was always easiest, because it was easy to, like, make illustrations like that. And so my notes were easy to grasp for me. 'Cause yeah, like, the mantle and, like, Earth's core and crust and stuff. Drawing the planets as humans. You can do the same thing with layers of the skin. It's just easy to illustrate science. Versus, it's less easy to illustrate history, because history is mostly, like, the important part of learning history is knowing what happened, but in order to, like, teach you and grade you and test you, it becomes just, when did this happen? And honestly, the year that the Emancipation Proclamation came into effect feels a lot less important than knowing what the Emancipation Proclamation actually did. But they never question you about stuff like that. Great, now we've got a format happening. Yippee! Becoming a surgeon right now. What do you mean, medical school? No, that's just you cutting up bodies in a park. Some days I wish I went to college. Most days, I thank God I didn't go to college. College is valuable because it forced me to be on my own. And so I learned a lot that I would have learned anyway, but in, like, a safe environment. You learn a lot when you have to fend for yourself, basically. And so I recognize that, but also I recognize in college, the thing I learned the most, like, the most relevant things for my life that I learned, and to keep in mind, I was an art major, was color theory, which I didn't learn until my final year. Admittedly, it was a 101 class that I just didn't take until my last year, because I didn't want to. So, color theory, pretty important. And how to make a video, and that was by my own volition. In my senior level writing class, I needed to make a presentation on an artist because I was an art major. And I was like, making a PowerPoint sounds kind of boring. Everyone does that. And so I asked my teacher, I'm like, can I make a video? And she's like, yeah. And so I did. She's like, yeah, as long as it's, X, like, it can't be longer than this amount of time. And so, yeah. But also, I had a leg up because we had already started making videos. So, like, I already had a mic. I already, like, understood some level of the editing process. So, yeah, I learned a lot. But it wasn't worth the $200,000 of student loans that I've got to pay off. So I don't regret it, but I do tell people. I tell them, if you don't have to go to college, don't. If you think about dropping out, do it. I am very eager to tell people, do not go to college if you don't think you need to. There's also the issue of you go to school to get your degree and then no one wants to hire you because you lack experience. It's true. Having a degree just doesn't help you get a job anymore, so, like, it's just hard to justify. If they didn't want to be cut up in the park, they shouldn't have died there. You're so right, bestie. Okay, and now, since we're working digitally, I can cheat. And I can type out things so that we don't have to deal with my ugly-ass handwriting. Because, genuinely, if I were to write it, it would be Monday. Maybe if I tried Tuesday. That's me genuinely trying to write well. Let me slow down. Wednesday. It's still so ugly. I've got such bad handwriting. But we can cheat and we can use the fonts available. So yippee. Happy it worked out for the most part. It's true. It do be true. I know, I feel like yeah, the Nina, the Pina, and the Santa Maria. Yeah. What a completely useless fact to learn. But whatever, I guess. Hate doing presentations because I was scared of talking in front of everyone. I never minded doing presentations. It was mostly annoying because people wouldn't listen. The class would kind of still chit-chat and stuff while I'm up there talking, and I'm like, bitch, listen, I'm quiet when you're presenting. Show me a little bit of respect. So, yeah, I didn't mind, but it is what it is. Not everyone is a theater kid, Remember when people were trying to make digital art versus traditional art a thing? No. Thank God that stopped. I do know that, old folks tend to kind of whinge on and on about digital art. But even then, it's less of a thing these days. I tend to head it off at the pass if I talk to an older person about my art. Because they'll be like, and you did this digitally? Like, I'll show my coworkers some of the stuff I do, and it's like, you did this digitally? And I go, yeah, I like working digitally because it makes it so much easier to erase things. You don't need to worry about smudging your paper. You have a reason why you work digitally, and they go, oh, okay, yeah, and, that it stops them from immediately assuming that, oh, so did a computer make this? Monday. Oh, but I spelled it wrong. Monday. And we can make that a little bit bigger. Let's see what size font we want to be working with right now. Let's go with 25. A nice, clean number. Monday. Isn't that pretty? Oh my god. I've never made shit like this before, and I'm having a great time. I'm glad I'm doing it with you guys, too. You guys are fun. It's why you're sprinkles. You're unnecessary, but you make things more fun. Yeah, got the doctor handwriting, but not the doctor, level of, a paycheck. Smudging your paper. You mean ripping your paper apart? Dude, I've always written really light. I think I've mentioned this before. hang on. Tuesday. Nice. That I would write really light, and it would annoy my teachers. And it's because I don't like, if you erase too hard, you smudge your paper, and if you keep erasing, then eventually you tear through it like the Hulk. Wednesday. Did I spell that right? Yeah, I did. Okay. Oh, do you fit? Just barely. Ha 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 ha. And so yeah, I hate erasing. It's my least favorite thing, so I always write really light, so erasing is easier. We're unnecessary. I mean, you are. I can play a video game without you, but I like you guys being here. Listen, if I called you necessary, then that would be me going, you guys are so necessary for me to be happy. This is definitely not me trying to feed into parasocial behavior. Oh golly, if only you could only give me $5, you know? I hated doing presentations because I was a naturally quiet guy. Not shy, really, just quiet. But since I had to talk to a room of people, I had to project my voice, and my voice was naturally loud, and I spoke the king and queen's English, so I was insecure about it. That's a lot of... At least you could be loud. That's the thing. A lot of people don't know how to project properly, and so presentations is an exercise in listening, because no one wants to be the one to say, speak up please, because that throws people off. They get all self-conscious when you do that, but some people are just quiet, and it's like, I really can't hear you, honey. I need you to speak a little louder, please. Great, and now we can go back to my kind of line art layer here. Does that look good? Yeah, I think so. There's a solid little underline on them. And then I can put the date, like, down here, you know? For a week-to-week schedule. Which, again, I don't think this will be a consistent thing until after October. So yeah, just be aware. We're making it, but I can't guarantee I can't guarantee it's gonna be used too much for a month. Because Pokemon is coming out, and because things are happening at work, and I think that's all I can say about that. I like you being here too, Twins. Oh golly, thanks a million. Would you do the Magical Girl Challenge with other monster games like Shin Megami Tensei, Digimon, Jade Cocoon, Monster Crown? Okay, so I gotta be honest. Other than Shin Megami Tensei and Digimon, I don't know... Oh, and Dragon Quest. I don't know any of those games. And secondly, I'm not opposed to the idea. It's a little harder with other games. Pokemon makes it very easy. There's a lot of Pokemon, and it's easy to get Pokemon, like, from other games. I don't know how viable it is in something like Dragon Quest Monsters, where your options are just a lot more limited, but I'm not opposed to the idea. So yeah. Great question. We had a teacher who had a little microphone for quiet kids to speak into during presentations. That's nice. But then also, here's the thing, and I thought about this. Like, something I would say, if I was ever big and cool enough that I got to have, like, I got to go to a con and do a panel, a Q&A kind of panel. Here's the thing with a microphone. Step 1, you don't need to deep throat the microphone. Because if you're right up on the microphone, then it sounds like, you know, if you're right up on the microphone, it sounds horrible. But also, a microphone is not a magical amplifying machine. If you hold it down near your stomach, cause you're so nervous, and so you're holding the mic like this, because you're scared, I still can't hear you. If you got the mic all the way over here, mine is amped up. My microphone is made to pick me up at a distance. Yeah, also sorry for deleting your ears there. I needed to show you what happened if you talk too close to the microphone. So yeah, that a microphone can be a great help, but people need to know how to use it correctly. Schedule. Great. Now, I'm going to name this new, and we can figure out what we're doing this week. So, what day is it today? The 29th, right. So, 9/29. We gotta color in our stuff. Then 9/30? Are there only 30 days in September? Hang on. Mind, scrambled ears, bleeding hotel, Trivago. I'm sorry to do that to you fam. I didn't mean to completely ruin you all. You will recover. If I could take it back, I would. Yes, because October has 31. But it's not always alternating. You can count on your knuckles. Well, and most of you probably know this, but for the 3 of you in chat who don't. So, you've got your hand. You've got, like, a closed fist. On your pinky, your ring finger, your middle finger, your pointer finger, and then your thumbs over here. And you got your knuckles. And then you've got the spaces between your knuckles. You can count on them. January, February, but you count the knuckle, and then you count the space between the knuckles. And then you count, and then you go back to, and you go across. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. July and August both have 31. And then, you keep going. And also, by the way, February has 28, but, There's also a little poem that I was taught. About the months. 30 days has September, April, June, and November. All the rest have 31, except for February, who has 28, except for on a leap year, who has 29. It's clunky as fuck, but I remembered it. I don't remember. I think my grandma taught me that. I don't know why. Fill every box with talking about Astarion. Why would I do that when every box could be talking about Gale? Let's color in my boxes, though. Color. We can also color in my schedule up here. So let's get a purple color. I want it to be light enough. Like, I don't want to, like, overpower anything here. Let me grab... Does this look good? It does look good. Cool. Cute. Very cute. And so now it looks like I'm coloring it in with like a marker, I will make Monday stand out a little bit more. And I will also make my date darker as well. I learned that for work. Hell yeah. No idea what you're talking about. How many days are in each month? No one gets the little rhyme. Not a single person is like, yes, 30 days has September, April, June, and November. That makes complete sense. It's like, no, it just means... those ones have 30 days in them. You'll notice I skipped Tuesday. We're gonna be alternating colors, just to make it a little bit more readable. Having a fun little time. So yeah, I'll reveal my ideas for streaming this week. So first up, today, I'm streaming right now. Wow. Second thing, I would like to stream again in the middle of the week. I know it's predominantly been just the Monday, Friday show over here on Twiins Inc. Twitch.tv. But I do want to sometimes stream in the middle of the week, and I think I can. I want to draw more Animal Crossing. I want to finish up our Animal Crossing human quest. So I want to do that, and then on Friday, we can play some more Little Goody Two-Shoes. How's that sound? Good, because you don't really get a vote. Reverse furry quest, exactly. Now, I need red. Because those are the colors. I wear purple, my eyes are red. How to make something Twiins coded. Black, white, purple, red. To a furry, Animal Crossing is just crossing. I'm not gonna stream tomorrow, though, I will say, the 30th, because I do believe that that is the day that the new event begins in Project Sekai, and it is the anniversary event. It's a pretty important event. Let me double check. So yeah. I'm gonna be too busy playing my rhythm game. But let me double check really quick. I want to make sure I've got the day correct. Don't talk to me. That's ad blocker. I was telling not to talk to me. Yeah, you. When do you start? September 30th. Yeah, Tuesday. Okay, great. So yeah, I'm not gonna be streaming on Tuesday. So maybe Wednesday is when we can do some art. How's that sound? You could always stream Project Sekai? No, I can't. I don't have a way to connect my iPad to my PC. I'd like to, but currently not an option. So yeah, eventually I will... We get to vote? Oh no. Oh hell no. Yeah, I currently cannot stream Project Sekai because I have no way of you seeing my screen. I don't even have like a webcam good enough for like filming my hands or anything. So yeah. Not an option currently. Wow, now it's colorful and cool. Now let's add those colors also to the word schedule up here. Pretty having fun. Let this be a lesson to you. Doodle in your notebook more. Make yourself a schedule. Just for the fun of it. Do you think there's a universe where we have human crossing? I do wonder when someone will basically make inverse Animal Crossing where... Because that's the thing, isn't it? In Animal Crossing, we're the one human. And everyone else is a critter. When is someone gonna make a game where we're the one critter and everyone else is a human? I don't know. Would it sell, though? That's the big thing. Like, 75% of the fun of Animal Crossing is that your villagers are funny little animal guys, you know? Grab my purple again. It's not gonna be the same shade of purple, but that's okay. Nintendo would probably sue. What if they made it? Also, probably not. People like to paint Nintendo like these evil overlords who hate other people making things. And they use Pokemon as the primary example. And, like, there are other games like Pokemon. There are, you know, like... Yeah, so they've patented, basically, like, the Pokeball and all that stuff. The thing is, it's for people trying to steal, like, overtly steal their concepts. It's for the PAL worlds out there, not for, like, the Digimon game and Persona. so yeah, people like to paint Nintendo as this gigantic evil entity, and I feel like it's a disingenuous. Like, I'm not saying leave the multi-billion-dollar company alone, you know, but hang on, this looks ugly. I need to use a smaller brush or something. But yeah, Nintendo isn't as this evil giant corporation that I think people do want to paint them as. But I don't know. You don't need to leave the multi-billion-dollar company alone. But I don't know. I like to have fun here. Imagine an Animal Crossing anime. There is one. It was an OVA, like a movie. I think it was only released in Japan. And I think the reception is generally positive, but that's all I could say about it. Oh, right, I wanted to mention this. I have no good segue, into this. Okay, but I released a new music video over the weekend. Yippee. Way to go, me. I got to design the girls as magical girls, which was really fun. I mentioned this last week, that, like, 50% of the reason why I enjoy making music so much is getting to design the virtual singers for the music videos. But okay, so here's the other side of it, which is kind of funny. I think it's a swell enough song. I even got a comment that says that they think it's the best one I've made so far, which was really nice. But I've been watching my subscriptions, like my subscriber count. It's not something I often keep my eyes on, but I'm really close to getting to 30,000 subscribers, and so I've been watching. I've been, like, you know, kind of seeing what, man, are we there yet? Are we there yet? I looked it up. I realized I did a 10,000 subscriber Q&A. That was 4 years ago. I think it was 4. It was either 4 or 2, but that's so embarrassing that it's taken me this long to get 20,000 more subscribers. And it doesn't help that, of course, I can't help but compare myself to Critter, who, she's got, like damn near 100,000. And it really annoys me. I don't like comparing us. I don't like being jealous of her success. I'm happy for her. But it is annoying. Because I'm like, the stuff I make is good too. What, just because I don't talk about one crappy cartoon anymore? No one gives a fuck? But the funny part is, so I released my new song. Cool, nice. It didn't, you know, my songs don't get too many views, and I'm not too surprised by that. But I'm fairly certain my subscriber count went down. People actively were like, ew, I don't want this showing up in my feed. So I'm just further away from my little personal goal of getting to that 30,000 subscriber number. I listened to it, it was great, thank you! Really like the thumbnail, she's so real, thanks. You should watch the whole dang thing. I mean, you stream a lot more and upload less, so I think that growth is normal. No, not really. I uploaded a lot less last year because I've been working in the back rooms. Critter does not have to have a job outside of being a YouTuber. I do. She's able to pay for all of her things through YouTube and stuff. I can't. So, that means I have a lot less time to work on videos. And, but this year, I finally finished becoming a magical girl in Pokemon Violet. And so I've uploaded at least one video that's not and that's disregarding songs. Songs don't count. But I've uploaded at least one video every month. And, I'm still not growing. And I've streamed a lot more consistently this past year. But I'm not really seeing growth here either. My follower count is going up. But like, my subscriber count on Twitch is not. I am not making more money on Twitch. I am not getting more viewers in chat. I'm not getting more chatters. So, like, no. I'm not growing in any way. I'm just stagnant and sitting here. A loser and unsuccessful. Being known for one thing only to do other things can be a gamble. Yeah, but also, it's been years since I've talked about Ruby. I started talking about other things a long time ago. And like, my numbers are still bad. Critter can talk about whatever the fuck she wants. She wants to talk about Knights of Guinevere, thousands of views. She wants to make an Uma Musume abridged video, thousands of views. Easy peasy, not a worry. I can't even follow trends and succeed, you know? And so yeah, it's frustrating. And I wish it wasn't. She makes more things more often. Not a negative that don't mind. But I do think that's a big part of why. Well, I guess I'll just always be a loser. Because I can't make more things. Because I don't have more time. And so since I can't make more things, I don't get to succeed or grow. And so I don't ever get to have more time. Just how it is. Let's make my text slightly easier to see by adding a white border. Does that make it easier? Does it not? Actually, no, I don't think it does. Great. Cool. So yeah, Tuesday we're not gonna stream, but on Wednesday, I do think we want to. So now we gotta figure out how we want to format this part of the schedule. The part where it's actually what I'm doing. So, I think having a picture is nice. Whether we know it's like a game or an art. So let me draw. Today is kinda, I'm gonna call it just chatting on a technicality. So, let me write out what all we got going on. Monday. Making a schedule. But I want this to be smaller. Making a schedule. Nice. And I can add a little picture under it designating whether it's like a just chatting stream or an art stream or video games, what have you. Tuesday, nothing. So let me, hang on, how big did I make this one? 21? Let's make it a clean 20. That's easier to remember. And then this one, nothing. Let me lower my font size. No stream. Oops. No stream. And Wednesday, drawing Animal Crossing as humans. Ugh, disgusting. Hang on. So the parts that disgusting is that you can see that we've got like a gap in the line, but not... Well... It's like a little high. And so if I wanted to be on the actual line one below, I would have to make it its own, like, layer. I think that's okay. Thursday, nothing. Nothing. And then a smiley face. And then Friday, we'll play more Little Goody Two-Shoes. I want my text inside the lines. Listen, I was taught that that's where they go. Little Goody Two-Shoes. That's the whole thing. If I'm gonna have a cute little notebook aesthetic, might as well actually do it, right? You know what I'm saying? So, now, Let's make the days with something happening look fun. There we are. Yeah, Water time. Oh, times? We don't do that here. It's after work. So, yeah, after work, but I am bad at knowing, like, time zones. So, yeah, I'll add after work. Why not? Oh, goody. Or, here, making a schedule. That's irrelevant. We don't need to know when I started. I guess, you know, I'll add it anyway. No, I won't. As humans. Okay, and then after work. And then down here, little goody two shoes. And there we go. Little goody two shoes. After work. There we go. Okay. Now, yeah, let's doodle. That's the fun part, isn't it? So making a schedule is just chatting. So that's the wrong brush. Time? There is no time. Time, it is a myth. Time, it's not real. Just a suggestion. So hang on, I've made my head a little gigantic here. Oh my god. Oh, it's on the same layer as the schedules. I see. Here, let me erase that. There we go. Okay. And now I can size that a little bit more appropriately. It's me. What a cutie pie. And yeah, we are just chatting. And then drawing. We don't have a ton of room here, but I'll draw a little pencil. Because I think it's nice to know what kind of stream you're getting into. And then this one do be a video game, which means I gotta draw a controller, which is hard. She's so full of whimsy. You should play Hades 2? I should play Hades 2. I do want to. I'm a little busy right now, and I want to be saving my money right now. But it's definitely on my radar. I think if I am to purchase a game, I'm gonna make the very not smart decision and actually get myself, Chronos. That was the, like, horror one, you remember? That, what's that controller look like? Okay. Yeah, the horror one where, like, you're going back in time. Hang on, this is a terrible looking controller. It's like okay, you got, like, an analog stick. But they should be lower. Analog stick. Analog stick. Buttons. D-pad. The middle part. That has nothing to do. Yeah, look at that Mad Cat's ass controller. Cool. Great. That's awful. That looks like a Kirby enemy. What's a controller look like? Asked the Twitch streamer. Isn't Little Good and Two Shows only on Steam? No, I've been playing on Switch. It is on Switch. I think it might be also available on PlayStation. I don't know, but I've been playing it on Switch. We could get extra exciting and, like, add a picture of Little Goody Two Shoes somewhere, but I don't know, like maybe over here in the negative zone. But I don't know, that's kind of a lot to do. There we go. It do be a schedule. We've really filled out the space. it leaves little room for like fan art, which is a bummer. I was hoping to be able to put fan art in places. Maybe I could kind of squeeze it into the margins, as it were. My chatting streams are certainly squid. You don't seem to be new, but that's a new name. Good for having on in the background? Hell yeah. I can only hope. I don't feel like I'm particularly chill. But I like to at least try to be. I'm gonna make this a little bit darker, a little bit more visible. Looks like a low budget Logitech controller. I know, right? It's not good. Well, great. Let's maybe add some fan art. Let's see if I'm cool enough to be able to do this. Let me go to Blue Sky. Because I believe that's where I've seen fan art the last, so let's go there. Because I like fan art. I'd like to kind of show you guys off more, you know? Yeah, we'll do this. But there we go. We'll do this one. So let me copy this and let me make it so I can see you guys again. There you are. Hello. Okay. So, Control V. This is my Coral palette. So, let me first get rid of the parts I don't want. Don't want, parentheses, aren't me. The whole thing is very cute. And then, hang on, and let me inverse my selection here. Great. And then erase all this part that isn't me. But you can find more of Coral Palette stuff over on Blue Sky. Probably add a link with the schedule. Sorry, the soda's fighting back. Okay. The controller is so unholy it has feet. Yeah, Coral Palette drew this after we did some Animal Crossing. So let me put this up here. And now let me actually, I'm gonna ugly it up a little bit. Let me explain. Or, yeah. I'm going to imply that I cut it with scissors by making the edges less precise. Good. And then we're gonna copy and paste it, basically. Now we got a second one. Create a selection of that layer. I'm making the second one all black. Okay. Okay, great. I'm gonna put it under the original because it's a shadow. I'm gonna lower its opacity a lot. Cute. I'm gonna adjust this slightly. Good. And then, if I'm clever, I can imply, like, tape or something. It's just a matter of if I'm smart enough. Just lost a lung on that erasure, no biggie. Oh, but you'll grow it back. You only need one of those anyway. God gave you two for a reason. I'm thinking about how tape works. I don't think I've ever drawn tape. Cool. And then like that color. But make it clear. And back to my line art here. Let's, apply some crinkles. And there we go. We've taped Coral Palette's nice fan art into the schedule. Isn't that fun? No, those are kidneys, twins. Lungs are important. No, I think you're wrong. You breathe with your kidneys. Your lungs just move things in your body, like blood. Ow. So yeah, and then I can even write out that this is Coral Palette. Oh, that's the wrong brush. I wanted to look in universe at Coral, but let me make sure I actually spell it how your at is on Blue Sky. At Coral Palette. Coral. Yep. I never spell palette right. And then I will also obviously have a proper at on the schedule. Sorry, I had to think for a moment. Okay, cool. And let me grab a nice, good highlighter so we can easily see who made the fan art. This was a lot of fun. And I think what I'd like to do is streams like this in the future, where it's kind of chill, talking about the week, and making a schedule together. Kind of a deal. Yippee! So yeah, if you want fan art to be featured in schedules, don't be afraid to at me. I always love seeing fan art anyway. And yeah, like I said, the schedules won't become super duper consistent until like after October because of some stuff with work. But I like what we've made. One of my things to do on my list of stuff to do before Pokemon was make a schedule. And I was planning on just doing that on my own, but I had a lot of fun doing it with you guys, as always. Don't worry, I misspelled palette as well. A palette is just a storage thingy where you put things. See, that's the thing! That's why I can never remember which one's which. I spelled schedule SCHUDL earlier. Half the time, when you stall out like that, I assume you're getting attacked by your kitties. No, they're napping. They're napping away on my bed. Little snuggle buddies. Sketch duel. It did come out pretty nicely. Yeah, and I like how this looks a whole lot. So yay. Yay, yippee. And we can just kind of doodle with each other. When I get to a point where I can make schedules consistently. But at least this week, I wanted you all to know that I planned on doing some stuff in the middle of the week alongside the usual Monday and Friday sketches. Please post pictures of snuggling cats. I might. But they like to snuggle on my bed, and I don't want you guys being all weird looking at my bed. So yippee, yahoo! I guess that'll be it for today. We can always rearrange the schedule if we decide we have to make the page wider if we want more room for fan art. All weird like that. But yeah, thanks for being here. And for tolerating me. I know it can sound like I'm a Debbie Downer sometimes when I talk about like numbers and stuff, and I like being hyperbolic as you all know. So me saying, like, I'll never succeed, you know, it's me being hyperbolic. That's the thing. So yeah, don't let me being like, my stuff sucks, get you down, because I know it doesn't. I like pushing boundaries sometimes like that. And especially if I'm like, if I'm doodling, like how I did today. Sometimes, the mouth goes on autopilot, while the brain is thinking about colors. So yeah, thanks again. I had a whole lot of fun, and I'll see you guys on Wednesday, so we can do some more art, drawing some animals. I'll post this on Twitter and Blue Sky. And thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Drink your vegetables, eat your water, and make smart enough choices. But like, you don't need to be a paragon, you know.